What's up, everyone? How are you all doing today? So I figured we'd do something really fun. I'm gonna go and look at my old videos on the channel, PC gaming videos to be more specific, the ones that I made way back in the day. And I'm just gonna react to them because I haven't seen them in years. Recently I skimmed through a couple of them, but I haven't seen the full video. So I thought this would be a fun stream to do. I haven't done a stream since, I believe it was January, and the last time I streamed, I believe that was the one where I had Bullet Barry, was it not? So yeah, I figured we'd do another live stream, and I figured this would be really fun to just go back and look back on the stupid things that I said and did in the past. And that's what we're gonna do today. So, let's see. Let's go to the channel. I know the camera is kind of crappy. Hold on. Well, give me 1 second. Okay. So, let me, so you guys can see me reacting to the videos. Okay. Nah. Shit. I need to, okay. Let me know if this is good, and I will have my phone so I can read the comments on the stream. That would be cool. Okay, I could read the chat. So let me know if it looks okay. Well, we're going to be looking at the video, so let's type in PC. Okay, so I was wrong. PC gaming is better than console. Yeah, I just want to double check that it looks okay. Yeah, it looks fine. Alright, yeah, that was the video I made actually saying that. The first video I actually made was about a year ago saying that, yeah, PC gaming is better than console. It's a shame you have to resort to self-depreciation to get attention. Hey, I mean, the videos that I made back then were pretty shitty, right? And I figured it would be a fun thing to, just look back. Because I did make that video that you guys seem to really enjoy where I reacted to that infamous video where the one that Rags responded to and Bullet Barry and all those other guys. So I figured I'd make a response video or just reaction to those other videos that I made. And also Sierra Air, you were actually in my latest video. I don't know if you've seen it, but I actually posted that comment. I actually reacted to that comment that you made on that video about not being a real gamer, and I actually thought that was a really nice comment that you left, so I actually featured you in that video. I'm trying to look for the older ones. PC gaming in the 1950s, PC console debate, top 10 worst PC fanboys on YouTube. I think we'll start, I think we'll actually start with this, and I'm going to put my headphones on so I can actually hear the audio in the video. Yeah. Let's take a look at this one.
Hello again, everybody. This is MrNoobTubeGamer, and I am back with another video exposing PC fanboys. And this is going to be a very special video because today we'll be going over the top 10 worst PC fanboys on the internet. PC fanboys are among the most annoying and most idiotic group of gamers on the internet. They somehow think that playing their games on a PC means that they've accomplished something in life, and that anyone who disagrees with them is an inferior being. Now, some of the people who will be included on this list don't necessarily fit the build of a typical PC fanboy, someone who constantly belittles console gamers and uses their giant gaming rig to make up for their small penis.
Oh, okay. I love how I talk about belittling, that PC gamers belittle people who play on console, but isn't that what I was doing for 3 years, or however long I was doing this whole thing? I'm pretty much going after people because they play on PC. Is that not what I'm doing here? I'm pretty sure.
Some of these fanboys I will talk about aren't nearly as extreme as others, but I've spoken extensively over the years about them on this channel, and some of the people I've mentioned before will be included in this list. So let's start off with number 10, Bullet Barry.
Bullet Barry?
There's a
Bullet Barry is a PC fanboy. Okay.
reason why he's low on this list, because he's one of the few fanboys I have any level of respect for. Because he's not your traditional PC fanboy. He doesn't...
It's hard not to respect Bullet Barry. I mean, he's like the nicest guy you could ever meet on this shitty website, so... why did I put him on the list? I guess because it had to be a top 10 list, right? And I think I could only come up with 9. So I'm pretty sure I was thinking, like, I need to have a 10th person. I'm going to put Bullet Barry on there, but I'm going to put him all the way at number 10 because I still like him, and I still, like, we were still friends through this whole thing, by the way. Like, through the whole, like, me being the console king and all that, and me being the most hated YouTuber in the gaming community, or at least one of the most hated. Me and him were cool, like, the whole time. Like, we've been friends ever since we did that debate. We've been friends. Like, so I think I put him there, like, because I just was trying to look for a 10th person to put on the list, I guess, but that's not right.
Ridicule people for playing on consoles. He doesn't get triggered if someone says anything that's anti-PC gaming. But he's still a fanboy in my book. Why? Well, I never considered him a fanboy until he made this video titled, "Why is PC Gaming Superior?"
Dude, the cropping in this video is so shitty. Like, look at this. It's all stretched and fucked up. Like, wow. Like, Hey, I don't think my editing skills are that great even now, but back then it was just a new level of just awful, like borderline autistic. Like, just look at like, you see on top, like, the colors don't match, and like the text and everything, it's not even like centered. Like, it's, oh my god, it looks awful. Like, I don't know how anyone was able to sit through this crap. And look at the like to dislike ratio. 43 likes and 446 dislikes. I'm going to give it a dislike myself because, oh man.
In this video, he talks about how PC is objectively superior to consoles, and anyone who tries to claim that PC gaming is better while also claiming they're not biased and they're only using facts is automatically a fanboy. But since this is only a top 10 list, I'm not going to list everything wrong with that specific video he made. But I refuted some of the points he made in that little debate we had. Like when he tried to claim that piracy is great for the gaming industry. Like, seriously, dude. But I recommend you guys check it out if you haven't seen it yet, the debate we had. But anyway.
That debate. I remember. It was like 4 hours long, was it not? Yeah, I think we were debating for like 3 or 4 hours, something crazy. And, you know, I came in there not knowing what the fuck, like I had a list of things to, like, talk about, but you can tell that one of us was a much more prepared than the other. And also, I was arguing from a perspective that was just not right. You know, you can't say that console gaming is superior to PC gaming and actually win the debate. Like, let's be honest here. You can't. Because, like, okay, look, if you love playing on console, this isn't me, like, switching and becoming the anti-console king and becoming the PC king, or whatever you want to say. But, like, if you actually want to have an argument on which platform is better, okay, well, like, you know, a lot of it comes down to what you feel is a better platform, like what you subjectively feel. But my whole thing is that there is nothing that you can do on a console that you cannot do on PC. Whether it's plugging into a TV, playing on your couch, using a controller, you know, all these things that you associate console gaming with, that is associated with the console gaming identity. All of that you can do on PC, but there's so many things that you can do on PC that you cannot do on console, whether it's modding, whether it's just having multiple options on how to buy your games and how to play your games, the types of games you can play. The game library is so much bigger than on PC than console, because, you know, there's no generation, right? You know, when we have a new generation of consoles, I guess now we're headed towards backwards compatibility. But with PC, you never had that problem. You had some problems with Windows, but the point I'm trying to make, I don't want to rehash the whole PC versus console argument, but I think the thing I really failed to understand back then was that when you try to say that console gaming is better, or really when you try to argue anything, right? Because this doesn't just apply to PC versus console, even just video games. Just when you're having a discussion, when you're having discourse with somebody, and you're debating something, you need to have some objective truth to back up your claims. But when it comes to this whole PC versus console debate, it's really hard to come up with that when you're arguing on the side of consoles, and I think that's something I really fail to understand. Who is next on the list? The Chosen One Inc. I don't even know who this guy is.
But you can still tell that he's a fanboy. According to him, all console games look terrible and they run like a slideshow.
He's not wrong. I mean, okay, maybe that's a bit of an exaggeration, but I mean, when you have games running at 30 frames per second, if you're used to playing games at 60, like I am now, going back to 30, it almost does feel like a slideshow. It doesn't feel smooth. It doesn't feel natural. So, yeah, I'm not going to, like, watch every single, like, video in its entirety, because then we're going to be here for hours on end, and we don't want to do that. Who the hell is... I don't even remember Arsenal. Actually, that name sounds familiar.
Does. He says that you only have to upgrade PCs every 10 years. And that with PC gaming, you have a physical game market, which both of those statements are huge lies. Huge. This guy's...
Okay, Donald Trump, huge. I see what I did there. But those two things. Okay, so, I mean, 10 years, yeah, that's a bit of a stretch. I'm not gonna rewatch this video from Arsenal to try to prove or disprove what I said 3 years ago. But the physical market thing, I would probably argue that it really isn't existent on PC, but I don't know, like this... Oh, Blackbuster Critic. Blackbuster Critic. Of course Blackbuster Critic's on the list, but he hasn't been around for years. He actually got a life and actually, like, stopped doing YouTube, and he has, like, a family and everything now. So he was the OG PC versus console YouTuber, a commentator that, you know, argued why PC gaming is better. So people talk about Bullet Barry, about Rags, about Fringy Top Hats. Like, this guy, Blackbuster, was their inspiration. He was the OG PC gaming YouTuber, like, that talked about PC being better than console. He was the first guy that I remember. I mean, we're talking back like 2009, 2010. He was the original guy that made those types of videos. And I've been neglecting the chat. Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Yeah, sorry, I've just been watching this video and thinking like, wow, what the hell was wrong with me back then? Thank you guys for tuning in. But yeah, Blackbuster was the original guy. And he was the original console gaming critic, I guess you could say. And you guys should really go back and check out his videos.
One of the best-known PC elitists, Blackbuster isn't shy when it comes to expressing his religious devotion to Gabe Newell and everything PC. He's a bit more willing to admit when consoles do something right than other elitists, which is why he's fairly low on the list. But he can be a bit of a douche sometimes. I think he's a bit more douchey than the people I previously mentioned. But currently, he's not active on YouTube, which is a shame because I would destroy him in a debate. But maybe one day.
You didn't destroy
Number
anybody.
6, Fringy. Where do I begin with this guy? He's your typical PC fanboy that gets so triggered whenever someone brings up legitimate advantages that consoles have over PCs. It also doesn't help that his profile picture looks like it was drawn by an autistic 5-year-old. Like,
okay. I was in no position to make fun of people and their artwork. And when you look at this atrocity, Look at this thing that I put together. It's abysmal. And I think a few minutes ago, didn't I call myself autistic? It's like people who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones, right? I think that's something that really failed to register with me. You know, I think that was the biggest thing that I had. Let's make it look a little bit better. Okay. Yeah, no, Fringy's cool. PC centric.
Fanboy. I don't even think this person even owns a console. It makes sense because, like the other fanboys on this list, he thinks PC is objectively superior and that consoles have no real advantages. But I think the most ridiculous thing he said was in his 10 reasons why PCs are better than consoles video, where he lists no discs on PC as an advantage of PC gaming. Even though you can get digital games on the PS4 and Xbox One, as well as the physical market, and you can't really do that on the PC. As a matter of fact, you've been able to download digital games on the console since the PS3 and 360 days even, which is why you can make the argument that consoles actually have more freedom than PCs.
Okay. Consoles have more freedom than PCs. Yeah, okay. Like, no. Okay, you look at that one thing, the physical market, and then you compare it to being able to mod your games, having all those deals and discounts on PC that you don't quite get on console, the types of games you can play on PC. Like, they restrict the types of games you could play on consoles. Like, there's so many games that are on PC that never make the console, and the PC is so much more free. There's so much more things you could do. You could customize your hardware. You could actually choose like how you want your games to perform. While on console, the specs are all the same all throughout, and you could argue that that's an advantage, right? But in terms of freedom, you can't argue that consoles are more free. Like, what the hell was I saying? Why was it going back to Arsenal? Wait.
Very, very, very few games are released on disc for PC. Even Battlefield 1 didn't have a disc. I also love how Arsenal, one of the previous fanboys I mentioned earlier, said that PC gaming does have a physical market, while this fanboy admits that it doesn't, and says that it's an advantage of PC gaming, the fact that there's no physical market. Ridiculous, just ridiculous. Just shows how inconsistent these fanboys are with one another. So,
either way, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, you could argue that the physical market may be an advantage of console gaming because you have that resale value, right? Except I think didn't in some European country somewhere didn't like the courts have a ruling that Steam has to allow you to be able to resell your digital game. So this whole discussion might be gone very soon because the physical market, the benefits of the physical market in terms of resale value might actually come to the digital market on PC. So, yeah, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, Blackbuster Critic, you guys remember him. Let's see. ROFL Raptor. I don't like. The funny thing is, I don't even.
He's your
remember.
typical cancerous PC master race moron that thinks he's somehow smarter and better than console gamers because he plays on PC. He's basically an arrogant prick, but to me he seems a lot more arrogant and douchey than the previous ones on this list, so that's why he's fairly high on the list, because
I lacked so much self-awareness back then.
He's just your typical PC master race moron that thinks he's better than everyone else, and I can't stand that shit. He's cancer. He's cancer. Number 3, Black Bond. One of the most notorious scumbag elitists on the internet, Black Bond has a reputation for insulting people who he feels are inferior to him, specifically console gamers.
Isn't Black Bond the type of, like, hasn't Black Bond recently been making videos against PC fanboys and PC elitists, or whatever you want to call them, hasn't he been making anti-PC videos lately? I mean, to be honest, I haven't been following a lot of the people in the YouTube community and the Crumb side and all those different groups. Like, I haven't really been following them as much as I used to back in the day. but from what I recall, looking at my Twitter feed, I think isn't isn't Black Bond getting criticism from PC gamers because of some of the videos he's made recently? Like, hasn't he been in that controversy lately? I believe so. I mean, Black Bond is always in some controversy. I mean, he's a controversial guy. You know, he's very much in your face, but PC fanboy, I don't think that's a good label to give him, because I don't think he's a PC fanboy. I don't think he ever was. Oh, number two,
Rags. Rags. Oh my god. This guy and I have a lot of history. We've been going at it with each other for, I think, almost 2 years now. It's crazy to think it's almost been 2 years, but it's almost...
That's crazy, because this video is 3 years old, so that means that the whole saga between myself and Rags dates back 5 years. 5 years ago. That's crazy. Time flies like that. Back then, I think I was a junior in high school. Now I'm graduating from college in 2 months. It's just crazy how the time just goes by like that. It's insane.
It's been 2 years since he made that first video response to my how to win a PC versus console debate video that I made, which kind of started this whole war between me and the PC fanboys. But he's just a total prick. He's very, very, very arrogant. He refuses to debate me to this day. It's funny, he's willing to debate other people, but he's not willing to debate me because he knows that if he debated me, he'd get destroyed. Absolutely.
I don't know about that. That podcast me and Rags had, the only time that we actually talked to each other, like, you know, with each other, besides these back and forth videos we made. You know, that Game Talk live stream. Actually, isn't Game Talk doing a live stream right now? That's funny. Yeah, the Game Talk show. They had me and Rags as the two guests, and I think Bullet Barry came in eventually. And also, let me just, Charuna, do I think the PS5 and Xbox Series X will be good consoles? Series X, I don't know. I think the PS5 has a better chance of being a good console, but honestly, my faith in consoles, you know, they can be more powerful, they can have backwards compatibility, but at the end of the day, I mean, it can never keep up with PC, so are they going to be good consoles? I mean, there's a chance they'll be better. It'll be a better generation than the 8th generation, which I still think is the worst generation of all time, bar none. But I don't know if they'll be good consoles. I guess we're going to have to wait and see. And this is literally months away, so I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later. But that podcast with Rags, any guys who've seen it, especially those of you who've seen it live, I mean, that was an experience. That was an experience, going at it with Rags. And we had some harsh words to say to each other, but hey, to any of you who weren't around back then, 3 years ago in 2017, I recommend you guys just like watch snippets of that podcast. I think it was about 2 hours long or something like that. We kind of had like a debate, me and Rags, but it was more of just us like slinging shit at each other, and I think at the end of the day, Rags looked a bit stronger than I did, but it was that was something. That was definitely one of my most memorable experiences on YouTube, and I've been doing this thing for 11 years now, and that stands out to me as like the most memorable thing on YouTube that I've done.
Absolutely destroyed, because he's arrogant, but he's not stupid. You know, he likes to claim, oh, I'm not going to debate you because it's not worth my time, but it's worth your time to make hour-long videos. Literally every video you make is a half hour to an hour long. That's not a waste of time. Having 4-hour podcasts all the time isn't a waste of time. But just simply having a debate with me is not. Ask any of the people who have actually had a conversation with me. Ask Bullet Barry. Ask all those other people I just had a debate with the other day.
I think Magnamaster, I think you were one of those people that I had the debate with, right? Wasn't it you and like 2 other people that I debated? Like, you guys invited me to a debate, and we actually had a good discussion. It was very civil. It wasn't like Rags where we pretty much like were insulting each other. I think that was actually the most civil debate I ever had. And I guess I left a good impression because you're still subscribed to this channel. You're watching the stream right now. So it's crazy. Like, you're actually a part of this, which is funny because, like, you're watching the video as a viewer, but you're actually, like, the subject matter. I believe you were the one. I believe you were one of those people. You and your other brony friends, was it Go Get or someone? I forget their names, or maybe I'm thinking of someone else, but I'm pretty sure you were one of them.
Ask them. They'll tell you that I am willing to actually have a civil discussion with people. But anyway, he's still in his own little delusional little world. He likes to make up lies about me. He's refusing to admit any benefits that consoles have. He thinks that what he says is law. He thinks he knows what the facts are. He's just a total arrogant prick. And people are probably going to be surprised that he's not number one on the list. People are like, oh, Rags is definitely number one. Rags is definitely number one. Well, he's number two. I'm sure people expected him to be very high on this list. But he's not number one because the person that's number one on this list is just the worst PC fanboy I've ever encountered in my life. Ever.
It was Go Get and Crano. So I remembered one of them. Okay.
That I've ever seen on the internet. Definitely the worst PC fanboy. But to wrap up the thing about Rags, Rags is just a total arrogant prick that will never learn. He will never learn. But, you know, he could keep making these videos on me. He's actually, my channel's doing pretty well because of him. He keeps promoting my shit on Twitter. He's promoting my videos on YouTube. He's made 4 videos on me so far. You have the time to make 4 videos on me, but not to debate me. Very pathetic. But
well, he ended up debating me, like I said.
One, Top Hats and Champagne. Top Hats and Champagne. Definitely the worst PC fanboy ever. This guy is your typical PC elitist scumbag. You know, he's a total prick. He actually made a video on me the other day, which is kind of funny. I guess I triggered him a lot because he doesn't like the fact that people have other opinions than him.
That word was so overused in 2017.
And that there are actually people who prefer consoles over PC. It's just, he can't understand why. You know, console peasants are horrible. He hates console peasants so much. You know what I mean? Like, he's just a total arrogant piece of shit. He's definitely the most arrogant person on this list. There's nobody on this list that's more arrogant than he is at all. He is a total PC elitist scumbag, and like Rags and like Fringy, he refuses to debate me. Funny, because if you were so sure about your points, and if you were so confident that your shit can't be refuted, refusing to debate someone doesn't really back that up.
Yeah, I didn't debate Top Hats, but I ended up debating Fringy, because I remember claiming that Fringy refused to debate me. I think it was just like a misunderstanding between us, because he kind of insinuated on Twitter that we didn't want to debate, or that he had no interest in debating me, I forget. But we ended up debating. I debated the 3 of the 4 horsemen of PC gaming. I never debated Top Hats. I've never even, like, interacted with him before. I mean, I've interacted with him before, like, on Twitter and everything, but I don't think I've actually had, like, a voice, like, an actual voice conversation with him. I've talked to Fringy. I've talked to Rags. Bullet Barry is, like, probably my best YouTube friend, actually. Like, he's actually, like, the one person that I met on the internet that I actually consider a good friend. Like, a really, really, really good friend. Like among my closest friends. And I have good friends, obviously. Magnamaster's great. That guy, Avery's really cool. He offered to help me out in my Discord server. So I have a lot of, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of YouTube friends. I'm not trying to say that, like, oh, you know, I don't have any online friends, but Bullet Barry is definitely my best online friend. I've talked to, I guess you could count Fratanga as one of them too. I'm surprised Fratanga didn't make, I don't think Fratanga was really around back then, or he was just getting started. So he wasn't really in the fold yet. But I remember me and him have a history with that guy, Fratanga, also. I don't know where we stand right now. Someone who's close to Fratanga that may be watching this, I don't know what he thinks of me. We had kind of like a falling out, I guess you could say, because we were pretty cool for a while. I'm not sure what happened. I think we had like a political argument on Twitter. I mean, that's how it always goes. You know, politics divides people so much. So we had like a political dispute because he's fairly left wing. I'm actually more of a centrist. I'm not even like a right winger. And guys, I'm not trying to be like rich. I'm not gonna, force my political views onto you guys. This is not a political channel, but I believe it was something politically related, where he kind of like started hating me for some reason. I don't know where we stand now, but whatever.
Just saying. So, I don't know what else there is to say about this dude. He refuses to debate me. Oh, yeah. There's one thing specifically I remember him talking about that was just completely stupid. Completely stupid. One thing that he said that made me think, yeah, he's a real fucking fanboy. Like, he's definitely the worst PC fanboy I've ever dealt with. He's the PC version of JTech TV and Crap Gamer. That's what he is. What he said one time is that how horrible, how evil it is for Sony and Microsoft to hold their games hostage and only have them exclusively. For example, wow. Uncharted 4 is a PS4 exclusive. Halo is an Xbox exclusive. He thinks that's such a horrible thing, how evil it is. But when PCs have exclusive, that's good. That's fine. Total arrogant prick. Has no concept of how the gaming industry works. He thinks what he says is right. And again, he refuses to debate me, so whatever. So those are the top 10 worst PC fanboys. Let me know what you guys think. I'm sure I'm gonna...
Yeah, that laptop sounded like it was gonna explode. That's back when I had that Alienware laptop. It was running, like, literally... I did a temperature test one time, and it was running, like, at 198 degrees Fahrenheit, which is... for those of my non-American friends, I was gonna say European, but we're actually like, aren't we like the only country that doesn't even use Celsius? Like we're the only country that uses Fahrenheit, I believe. I don't know. 198 degrees Fahrenheit is really close to boiling point, so that would be 100 degrees Celsius for the Celsius people. Yeah. So yeah, this video was a train wreck. I don't think there's much to say. Let's try to find a couple more videos. If you guys have any requests for specific videos that I made back then that you want me to react to, do not 7th Gen. Yeah, I actually had a live stream with Fratanga before. PC is cheaper than consoles debunked. Wait, what about that video where I called PC gamers communists? We gotta look for that video. I remember I called PC gamers communists. PC gamers hate capitalism. It's right there. You got the hammer and sickle right next to the PC. We gotta watch this. Oh, this is when I was the console king. Wait. We got to. We got to.
Mark this day on your calendars. January 27th, 2017. That will always be known as the single most important day in the history of the gaming community. Why? Because I, MrNoobTubeGamer, has ascended to royalty. I am the king of consoles. I am the console king. And it feels great to be the king.
Before I even, actually watch this video, let's talk about the hair. Let's talk about the hair. The hair. That was the one thing that people consistently talked about throughout this whole, that whole time period where I was the console king. The fucking hair. Forget the fact that it was all greasy. I actually have naturally greasy hair. It looks like I haven't taken a shower in, a week. but it's actually like just the way my hair looks. To be honest with you, like I can take a shower, right, and then like let's say I take a shower in like at night. By the time like we reach the afternoon of the next day, my hair looks all greasy and it looks like I haven't taken a shower. Even if I used a shampoo, I used a conditioner. I think it looks okay right now because I just took a shower a few hours ago. But the long hair, let's talk about the actual hairstyle. It's awful. I look like a fucking hobo. And to be honest with you guys, back then I was going through a lot of shit. I stopped taking care of myself, both mentally and physically. I got a lot of acne too on my face, and I have some unshaved hair on my neck, like really bad. So I was just honestly, I was a wreck. I was barely holding myself together back then, and for some reason I decided it would be a good idea to make these troll videos while I'm going through all this shit. Not that these videos really, like, the negativity, like, all this negative attention, made things worse for me. I actually, you know, the thing is, like, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I loved it. I loved it. Seeing the amount of dislikes compared to likes, it never bothered me. It never bothered me. Like, I lavished in that fact that people were going out of their way to dislike that video because it was still attention, I guess. You know, maybe I was looking for attention. I was looking for that notoriety, even like whether it was positive attention or negative attention. I guess I was thinking that negative attention is better than no attention, though I can't blame it on depression and all these different things that I was going through back then, because I've been doing this since 2000. I've been doing YouTube since 2009. You can go back to like 2011, 2012. I was making like videos that were very controversial. I made those videos talking about, oh yeah, Nintendo sucks. The Brony videos. How can I forget the Brony videos where I got doxxed? That's another funny story. It's actually 2 days from now, March 3rd, I believe, would be the 8-year anniversary of the Brony video, which still exists, I believe, but it's not on this channel. I uploaded it on a different channel a while ago, and that channel got hacked and taken down, but it's been re-uploaded by some other guy, Gligar13. If you guys are familiar with that username, Gligar13, he uploaded that video on one of his accounts. But yeah, I gotta tell you guys, I loved like every second of this. The negative attention, I just, for some reason, like it kind of kept me going in some way. Like, I loved it. So that's the thing. Like, I kept doing it, but then after a while, I was just like, you know, like how much longer am I gonna keep doing this? Like, part of it was me just being bored, like the shtick kind of like, you know, of this stupid fucking kid that's making anti-PC gaming videos. Like, how much longer can that go on? Like, J-Tech's been doing this whole thing for 10 years, and he's still going. Like, I can't imagine, like, how he's able to do that. But I got my shit together right around that time where I decided to take a break from YouTube, and then I came back. I got a haircut. You know, I took care of myself. And it was just like, you know, it's time to move on. It's time to grow up, you know, and stop doing this juvenile shit. I mean, I think that was the main thing that was running through my head. I certainly didn't expect to ever recover because my reputation at that point was, I thought, beyond repair. But I thought, you know, I'll be my authentic self. Whether people love me or hate me, I'm just going to give it a try. And I ended up turning the channel around. I actually got to a point where I got more likes than dislikes, and that's still happening on this channel. Wait. Pete Buttigieg is dropping out. Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Not getting political. Holy shit. Michael Serene gives me a $20 donation. So were you trolling from the very first Console King video, or was part of you serious? I've wondered. Thank you so much for the donation. That's a very good question, you know, because that's something that I kind of haven't really been making clear, you know, ever since I transitioned away from the Console King and away from making those videos. Yeah, that by the way, that $20 donation means so much to me. The fact that anybody is willing to donate, like whether it's $20 or whether it's $2, that people are actually willing to donate to me, like out of all people that you can donate to. I mean, that's incredible. Thank you so much, man. That's a great question. The thing is, it was a little bit of both. I know that sounds like a cheap answer, but it's true. Okay, so I told you, like, I made videos recently about my negative experiences with PC gaming, about the Alienware laptop situation where I had a shitty gaming laptop and the laptop pretty much broke down like a year after getting it. And I was just like, oh, PC gaming sucks. I thought like the gaming laptop like represented all of PC gaming, right? So I was really disappointed. I put down like, well, I didn't pay for it. It was like a graduation present. I graduated middle school in 2012, so it was a birthday / graduation present, and that was my present. It was the Alienware laptop, and it was it was really bad. So the overheating, which I talked about, you had the hinge broke. I had to get it repaired and I had to get it fixed. And I talked about this in a video about gaming laptops if you want more insight into that. But that gaming laptop experience left such a bad impression on me that I just went like, I was just like, PC gaming sucks. I'm going back to consoles. It was right around the time when the PlayStation 4 came out, you know, around 2013. I'm like, I'm just moving on to console. I'm never looking back. And then I saw like the PC elitists leaving comments on videos on YouTube, and I'm just like, you know what? These guys are so fucking annoying. So I decided to kind of troll them back. And it started like, yeah, like obviously like I had not legitimate, but real grievances against PC gaming, you could say. But then it just got way out of hand and I started making these YouTube videos because I kind of knew it would piss people off. But they kind of pissed me off, so I wanted to piss them off back. So it was a little bit of me like being legitimately frustrated with PC gaming, and I guess you could say the PC master race. People who, you know, are very elitist and, you know, kind of like think they're better than other people because they play on PC. Though, you know, that really makes up a minority of people, but I guess, you know, there are enough of them in the comments that they kind of pissed me off. And then it just went way out of hand, you know. Right up until the point of the Console King, you could argue that I was, you know, back like in 2015, 2016, that, you know, maybe there was a little bit of trolling involved, but it actually had like, these were a lot of like real opinions that I had about PC gaming, about console, like the how to win a PC versus console debate, that famous video that I made that Rags responded to and Barry responded to, and I eventually responded to recently. That was entirely serious. That was not a troll video. Every point I made in that video, as pathetic as it sounds, that was authentic. Like, that was my authentic opinion. But then, I mean, once we got to the Console King, I kind of, like, just went over the top. Remember those other videos where I had the plastic toy microphone? That was obviously, like, at that point, it was a joke. You know what I'm saying? So, to answer your question, basically, it was a little bit of both. It was kind of like, you know, some of it was serious, but then a lot of it was trolling, and especially when we got to the Console King, I mean, it was just way out of hand. So let's try to see some more of this. I know we've been streaming for a while now. Let's thank you again for the donation.
Everyone who plays on the PlayStation 4, Xbox One, even Nintendo, or any older consoles, you are all now my subjects, and you will be ruled under my domain.
Oh my god.
Because I am your king. Now, why do I call myself the king? I'm not loved, I'm not admired, I'm not respected. So why are you, out of all people, the console king?
It's a good question.
Well, it's very simple. Because not a single person in this community has done as good of a job as me of destroying PC fanboys and their stupid fucking arguments and all of their anti-console propaganda. No one has done a better job destroying it than me.
So yeah, part of it was delusion. There was a part of me that actually thought that, yeah, I'm destroying these PC elitists. Like, my arguments are so good that I'm actually destroying these people. So yeah, part of it was actually, like, maybe there was some delusion in there. but I recognized that people didn't like what I had to say. So it ended up just being me like, okay, this is the position I'm in. I'm trying to like make an argument. I'm trying to be civil. I'm trying to do all these things, but people are just bombing my videos with dislikes. People are hating on me. People are making all these videos on me. So you know what? I'm just going to assume the role that people have given me and become the hated person that they already said that I am. Like, if that makes any sense. Like, I was already getting this hate. I'm like, you know what? I might as well take advantage of it. Basically, is the summary of this whole console king situation.
I have used irrefutable evidence to support all the claims I make that prove that PC gaming is not as good as console gaming. And that consoles are the best way to play games ever. So to anyone who considers themselves a member of the PlayStation Legion, or if you're an Xbox gamer, no, we need to come together. We need to come together. Because as the console king, my first royal decree is to label PC gamers and all these stupid fucking fanboys as enemies of the crown.
Why? You're talking about this message of unity, of bringing people together. And, I guess part of it was me playing a character. Sure. But it just makes no sense to say, yeah, let's bring the PlayStation gamers and the Xbox gamers together. Two groups that hate each other, right? And then throw in the Nintendo gamers, but let's exclude PC. Like, this whole thing started because I was, like, upset with the PC elitists saying they're better than everyone. But then I just went way too far and became the opposite version of the people who I didn't like. Like, and then like, I don't even know what the hell, honestly, like what I was thinking. Oh, that acne's really bad. The mustache and the unshaved hair and just the hair. It's awful.
That is my first royal decree. So, PS4 gamers, Xbox gamers, we need to come together. We have a common interest in destroying these fucking fanboys. Because Xbox gamers, you really have a vested interest in taking the fight to PC gaming because they're stealing all your exclusives. They're putting your exclusive games on the PC. You guys have been mistreated as of late. So you need to join the fight against PC gaming and have your voices heard. PS4 gamers, how many times do these fanboys beg for your exclusives? You need to make sure that not a single exclusive PlayStation game comes to the PC. So as your king, I will guide both communities, both the PlayStation Legion community and the Xbox gamers. I will bring you both together under...
Look at those. It's hard to see, but I didn't even, like, my nails, I didn't even cut. Like, I was really fucked up back then, honestly. Wow. I mean, I look like a homeless person. I look like a drug addict, honestly. I wasn't doing drugs or any of that, but yeah, it was a really dark place.
One banner and bring the fight to PC gaming. We gotta do it. It's time. The cancer cell known as PC elitism has grown and grown and grown and grown and grown over the years. It's a giant tumor on the brain that's just kept growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And we need to put a stop to it. So as your king, I will do everything I can to destroy these elitist scum.
Wow. Okay.
And it's a new age. It's a new age. Because we will bring the fight to PC fanboys and elitist scumbags like never before. Because for years, I've been destroying PC gamers. I've been destroying their stupid arguments as to why the PC is better. Even though the facts are not on their side. They never have been, and they never will be.
Yeah, that's something I kept moving the hair on the side, and I remember people were saying, if you need to move the hair, I think Rag said this, if you have to keep moving your hair, it's time to get a haircut. I don't know what I was thinking, just leaving it like that for as long as I did.
So, while I do not have a crown yet, I am still your king.
You know, I think that was the biggest disappointment of this whole console king situation. You know, of all those videos I made, at that whole time period on my YouTube channel, I think the biggest disappointment, and I think you guys will all agree, the biggest disappointment of my YouTube channel being the console king was that I called myself the console king and didn't even bother to go out and get one of those like cheap crowns. Like I didn't even have a crown and I called myself a king. Makes no sense.
And even though I'm not admired, I'm not respected,
you could say
I'm not
that,
revered by the gaming community, that does not matter. Because when is a king ever loved? A king does not have to be loved. A king does not have to be admired.
That's true.
A king is just a king and can do whatever the hell he wants. And that's what I intend on doing.
That's a good point.
Destroying these stupid PC fanboys and bringing all the console gamers together under one cause. And that is destroying PC fanboys and spreading the truth about why consoles are superior. As soon as that happens, as soon as we succeed in our mission, we can do all the infighting we want. You guys can keep arguing about which platform is better. I don't care. But right now, we have one common enemy, and that common enemy must be annihilated.
How would you annihilate PC gaming? Like, okay, like, obviously, like, I didn't think too hard. A lot of it, you know, there's a lot of satire baked into this. But, you know, obviously, if you're going to call yourself the console king, I mean, you're obviously a joke. And then look at all those exclamation points I left. Obviously, it wasn't all serious. But think of it logically. How can one guy with bad acne, greasy long hair, and, you know, like, just looks like a fucking homeless person, how is that one person going to accomplish taking down an entire industry? You know what I mean? Oh, man.
So as your king, I will do everything I can to make sure that happens. I've already done a good job so far, and that's why I declare myself as the console king. Because not a single console gamer has done a better job than me in destroying these stupid fanboys. I had 2 debates where I completely wiped the floor with these fanboys, and I decisively and clearly won those debates.
Yeah, I don't know about that. The majority of people say that, yeah, I got destroyed in that debate. And when that's the case with any debate, if the majority of people say that you got destroyed, you got your ass handed to you. And that's what happened with Bullet Barry. That's what happened with Fringy and all those other people. I don't know what I was thinking heading into those debates and not even knowing what the fuck I was talking about. I'm sorry to all of you who went through it, but there was a lot of entertainment in those, especially the Rags one. I mean, ooh, that was the best.
And so far, out of all those videos I made, not a single solid argument has ever been made against me. Now, why is that? That's because the truth is on my side. So, all the console gamers that are tired of the PC fanboys constantly trying to talk about how your platform sucks, how you're too stupid to build a PC, how your games should go on the PC, which is funny because they talk about how they have better exclusives, but they keep begging for our games, which they will never get.
I think I watched a lot of JTAC back then. Actually, I think I actually liked JTAC back then because the whole port begging thing, like, he's the one that came up with that term about how PC gamers beg for games, and, oh, PC gamers talk about how great their games are, but they beg for our exclusives. Like, look, the whole idea is, like, the games would run a lot better on PC when you have these games that, like, these action games, these adventure games, these awesome games, but they would be a lot better if they ran at 60 frames per second. And that's not to say that oh yeah, no, PC is the only platform that matters and everything, like, console, like, no, it's more of, like, just, like, the game would be a lot better on PC, and I feel like that's the way a lot of people feel right now. We'll see how it goes next generation, if a lot of people are going to be begging for exclusives on the PS5. The games run really well, and, you know, they have a decent frame rate and a decent resolution and all that. Obviously, PC will always be more than one step ahead of consoles, but, you know, I think a big component of that really coming this generation, compared to, like, the 7th generation, you didn't really see a lot of what you would call PC port begging, right? Like, back then, you didn't have PC gamers begging. I don't even like the term begging. Requesting PC versions for Resistance and Infamous and Little Big Planet. Like, you didn't see it that much back then. Maybe a lot of it is the growth of PC gaming, right? That more people are playing on PC and they want to be able to play the games that they loved on console without having to go back to console. You know, sure, that may be a component of it. But I feel like a lot of it is the actual, like, the games were able to hold up better back then in the 7th generation, I feel, than the current 8th generation, where the consoles, when they came out, they were already underpowered. While when the Xbox 360 came out in 05 and the PS3 in 06, they were a big step ahead from the 6th generation. The jump between the 7th and 8th gen, you could say, is like this, but the jump between the 6th and 7th is like this, you know? So I feel like that's a big part of it, is why you have an increased demand in console exclusives, because the console versions of games don't run particularly well, and that was especially the case throughout the second half of the generation. So I hope that support for the PS4 and Xbox One ends sooner than later. And I'm sorry to those of you that are watching that have those consoles and don't want to upgrade anytime soon, but that's the thing about technology. 6 years for a generation, actually 7 years, because 2013 was 7 years ago. 7 years for a console generation is actually above average. You know, back in the day, you'd have a new console every 5 years or so. The N64 came out in 96, GameCube came out in 2001, Wii came out in 2006, so those are all 5-year differences, right? And the NES came out in 85, 84 in Japan, but 85 in the United States, and it was 1990 for the Super Nintendo. So yeah, it's usually like about 5 to 6 years, but 7 years, and what we got for the 7th gen, 8 years, like, I think people are really spoiled these days, because, you know, traditionally console generations are not supposed to last that long. Now that they are lasting longer, you could see the disparity really, like, much better than you did back in the day, because technology is moving so fast that you look and you're like, yeah, like, these games actually should come to PC. Think of, like, Horizon Zero Dawn. They would run so much better, they would look better, and they would run so much better on the PC than they do at 30 frames on 7-year-old hardware. You know, I think that's a very reasonable position to take. Whether or not an industry without exclusives is a realistic thing, I don't know. And James Tokyo, sorry, I've just been talking. I didn't read the chat. I'm reading it on my phone. Do you still have your political channel? I do. I created a new one. I will send you the link. I'll figure out a way to do that. Maybe I don't want to post it on my Twitter because I don't want to promote my political channel, my gaming channel. But I did create a new channel. I don't make videos that frequently, but I do make one. I will share it with you. So yeah.
At least on the PlayStation side. And they keep spreading this bullshit and bullshit and bullshit. Enough! Enough, enough, enough. It's a new day. It's a new age for the gaming community, for the console community, for the industry. We are going to make a difference. And as your king,
whoa,
I will do everything in my power to bring down the cancer in our community known as PC gaming.
I was just spazzing out. What the hell was that?
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Stay tuned, everybody, because the fight is only going to continue, and the movement is only going to grow stronger. I can't wait until the day where these fanboys are destroyed completely.
My God.
Feels good to be the king.
Okay, no. We gotta go back.
Enough. It's a new day. It's a new age for the gaming community, for the console community, at least on the PlayStation side. And bullshit, enough. It's a new day. It's a new age for the gaming community, for the console community, for the industry. Enough. Enough, enough, enough. It's a new day. It's a new age.
Wait. Okay, let's mute this because we've heard this enough. Where's the thing of me spazzing out? I was like spazzing out, like I don't know what the hell that was. Or how about let's go back to the beginning, right? Where, look, I make that really creepy ass smile. Oh my God. That was awful. I looked like a washed up late 90s rock star. I think that's the best. Yeah, right? That looks like the best way to like put it, honestly. I look old and washed up. I submitted some of your videos to a guy named Lord the Patriarchy, and he did reaction videos on them. The Nintendo one, the Xbox one is a scam. Did you guys get a chance to see them? No, I've never heard of that guy before. Lord of the Patriarchy. Magnum Master says Crysis 3 was a great example of showing the difference between PC and console. Absolutely. Ironically enough, I believe Crysis 3 is dead on the PC, but the community on the 360 is still alive. Like, you have a couple hundred people that still play, which is very interesting. Yeah, my only experience with Crysis is on the console. I never actually played the PC version before of any of the Crysis games because I don't know why. I mean, I have, as you can see, I have Origin access. I have all these games. My library is not big. Even though I've been subscribed for like a year, I haven't like actually played all the games that the Origin access has to offer. But I tried Apex, no solo mode. I don't care. I tried. I don't want to play with two other people, like, you know what I mean, and then being up my ass. Like, I don't want that. I want to have the option of playing solo. And then Battlefield 3, you know, I played that game a lot back in the day on console. Played a little bit on PC, but the game is kind of dead. Dragon Age Origins. And as you can see, I played it a little bit today. That game holds a special place in my heart. It's, you know, it reminds me of a time period where video games were more pure in their artistic direction. Now it's like, okay, we need to make as much money as possible. You know, let's put in the microtransactions. Let's put in all this. And don't get me wrong, Origins had a lot of shenanigans with their DLCs. Anyone who's played Origins knows what I'm talking about. But man, I just think of like one of those pure, you know, good quality narrative. You know, great writing. And I just think of like, you know, it was simple. You know, it was very simple. Like, don't get me wrong, the combat was very challenging and everything. But I mean, like, I feel like the games back then were so much more pure in direction than they are now. Yeah, the Mass Effect trilogy is another example of that. The old Battlefront, I played that game mostly on console, but I got the PC version and I loved it. I love it. I only played a few minutes of KOTOR. I couldn't get into it. And then Battlefront 2, that game is good. Actually, controversial opinion, this game, Battlefront 1, is better than 2. And a lot of people think that this game is better. But I think that the first one is much better, to be honest with you. Just like, if you love space combat, it's great. But if you're into like the actual ground maps, Battlefront 1 easily has the best. Prince of Toddler, what's up? Would you go back to consoles if Apple, Amazon, or Google releases one? If it's streaming, no. If it's a good console that can compete, it depends. If it's like the same deal, like if there's anything, if it doesn't really offer anything that PC doesn't, I guess if it has really good exclusives, maybe, James, but I'm not sure. Yeah. So I think that Battlefront one's much better, and then the EA Battlefront, I actually played like more of that than the original. Actually, like, they fixed the game. I'll give them credit there, but it's ridiculous. Like, this is another thing with modern gaming. It takes so long for a game to finally be like the way it's supposed to be, and that's the problem with games as a service. Like that. You get the game day one. You're pretty much a beta tester. In the case of Battlefront 2, you were a beta tester for at least 1 year. It took them at least a year to get their shit together. Sure, they removed the microtransactions early on, but the game was still not fun. I got the game when it came out on the PS4, and I was bored out of my mind. But I ended up really enjoying this game. 23 hours, I guess, is not a lot. And I haven't played it in a month, so I guess that'll tell you enough that it's not amazing. But it's good enough. I have a good time. And I should probably play with people. I don't even have any friends on Origin, I don't think. No. I don't have any friends. I remember. I don't have any friends on Origin. But Origin Access, I'm okay with these subscription services, but the thing is, I don't want this to become the standard in the gaming industry. I mean, I've said this before, but I just don't think that's and I don't think that's sustainable. I like my Origin Access, but I don't have the Access Premier, which is $120 a year to get the new games, which I don't care. I mean, new games from EA suck ass anyway. I don't want to play them. So, there's that. But, like, think about it. When you have all these different subscription services and then they decide, hey, we're not going to actually release, like, a standalone $60 version of our game anymore. If you want to play our game, you have to get our subscription service. At that point, I might just cut my losses and stop playing games. Because it becomes too expensive at some point. $30 a year for EA Access, or Origin Access, whatever they call it, is nothing, because they have a catalog of old games, and I prefer older games anyway. But if you want to play the newer games and they force you to have to get the $10 a month subscription, I'll tell you guys something. I ain't doing that. We are your only friends. You better start listening, bud. I'm trying to be RTU. Will you ever call it RTU? Yes. I actually did earlier. Okay, so, like, the thing is, the reason why I don't call out YouTubers, okay, that thumbnail is bad. Okay, let's just, like, do this. Yeah, let's just do this. Okay. The reason why I don't, like, get into the drama and all that stuff is because I just don't think it's productive to go after people on YouTube and start this drama, right? Like, if you like drama, then there are plenty of other channels you can go to. But I will say, as a former fan of Review Tech USA, his whole, like, trying to get into politics definitely rubbed me the wrong way, as him being desperate to keep his channel alive. And just him, I don't even know what he's thinking. But I'm not going to go out and make videos with clickbait titles saying, Review Tech USA exposed. Review Tech USA is dead. you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't think that is productive for the channel, because if I make these types of videos, then I can't focus on the things I actually enjoy doing, which is whether it's like video game history or the commentaries that I make. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to divert that attention away from, you know, if it's for drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, hey, if you want me to be like a drama YouTuber, you have so many more options. But, you know, I'm not gonna do that. You know, maybe if you guys want me to react to a video on a stream or something, I'm gonna wrap this stream up very soon though. That's what I'm planning on doing, because I think an hour is a bit long for a stream. I mean, no, I mean, I could go up to 2 hours or 3 hours, but I think that's a bit redundant. I could react to more videos another time if you guys want, but the thing is, like, I'm just not into drama, so that, you know, that's the thing. So I think I'm gonna wrap this up here. I'm gonna go like full screen because I don't plan on reacting to videos anymore. If you guys have a couple more questions, I'll take them, but then after that, I think I'm just gonna end it. James Tokyo, have you ever thought of releasing a book on video game history? I can't say I have thought about that, because I am not, yeah, I haven't really thought about that much. I've just been focusing on the videos. But, you know, maybe, but I can't say that that's something I've really thought about before. But that's an interesting thing. I am really into history. I mean, just in general. I love history. I love just in general, whether it's political history, you know, whether it's the history of anything, really, like how things started. Yes, Sierra Air, I have done 5-hour streams before, and that was awful. I don't know what I was thinking, doing 5-hour live streams. No, you called me out. 5-hour live stream is way too much. I don't think you'll ever see me doing that ever again. I think 2 hours is probably gonna be the maximum, unless I'm like really in like a heated debate or something, and it's actually, you know, something that's worth doing for a long time. Any games I'm looking forward to: Sharuna, Cyberpunk. Can I say there's anything else I'm looking forward to? Better question is, what games are you guys looking forward to? I'm not looking forward to too many games, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm not like into the new modern games. That's why like I focus a lot of my channel on history, you know, and not like on the actual games that come out. Like I'm not like a Jim Sterling that talks about like the newest developments in the gaming industry. Like I just don't do that. And James Tokyo, I do not have a Patreon. I don't plan on making a Patreon anytime soon. So, nah, I don't have a Patreon. So, yeah. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. This stream was pretty successful. Of course, you know, that $20 donation, I believe the guy's name was Michael. Thank you again, Michael, for that donation. It really means a lot to me. You have no idea, actually. That's awesome. I get that one super chat, and this might sound sad or whatever you want to say. That one super chat, and you know, if you're into donating, like that's the one way you can do it. But I'm not gonna like make a Patreon and make a whole thing out of that. But that one super chat honestly is like double what I make like from ad revenue. And the thing is, like, you know, do the math. $20 is double what I make, so that'd be like $30 a month, something like that. Obviously, this isn't a job. This isn't a career. I'm not trying to make this a job or a career. It's video games. You know, I see these YouTubers that sit there and talk about video games all day long. You see people like Review Tech USA, you can tell that they're miserable. You can tell that they're going through depression. And a lot of it has to do with that isolation from, you know, being a YouTuber, and not just the isolation from sitting and not like being able to go out and do all that stuff, but there's no security. You know, that's the thing. There's no security in this whole thing. So as a side gig, you know, I'd consider it. But as like a full-time thing, I mean, I could have 1 million subscribers and I would never do it. I would never do it. It's a really bad idea. Magnamaster is looking forward to Doom Eternal. I forgot about Doom Eternal. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna get the game at launch, but I want to hear what you think about that, because I actually take your opinion very seriously, Magnum Master. You're like the expert on. You're the expert on the arena shooter. So if you say it's great, then it's great. So I might get that eventually. Freedom Planet 2, isn't that like, it started off like as a fan game and then became like a full game? I remember that. It was like a Sonic, I think it used to be like a Sonic mod, right? Yeah, back in the day. It was like 2012 that game came out. So they're finally making a second one. That's cool. Proteus, never heard of that. Wrath, Eon of Ruin, Ghost Runner, Bright Memory Infinite, Half-Life Absolute Zero, Kingpin Reloaded, Trepang 2, Hollow Knight Silksong. I've never heard of most of these games, to be honest with you. I guess they're like indie games, most of them. I don't know. But, what else? Yeah, the problem with YouTube is what happens if you build up 1 million views and it's all gone because your video got taken down by copyright strikes. Yeah, that's another thing. I mean, the YouTube's copyright system, there's so many variables. The copyright system, the community guidelines, your videos just arbitrarily getting taken down. And that's the big reason why you don't see a lot of me politically. You know, it's very active. But my channel got flagged down. You know, the original one that had like a few hundred subscribers, the Impolite Politics, to those of you that remember that channel, it got taken down because I made certain comments about the transgender, the whole transgender debate. So, you know, I got flagged down. Freedom Planet 1 is one of the best 2D platformers ever made. Wrath, Kingpin, and Proteus are old school shooters. Oh, okay. So they're making like a new version of it. That's cool. Resident Evil 3 Remake. Yeah, the thing is, I'm not much of a Resident Evil guy. I never got into Resident Evil. Ironically, the Resident Evil game I played the most, and you guys might find this amusing, was Operation Raccoon City. That's the game I have the most experience with. Yeah. I tried to play the original one, like the original remake, remaster, whatever you want to call it, of the first one, and I hated it. I just couldn't get into it. I feel like I might enjoy Resident Evil 2 more, so maybe that's something I should try to get into. I think that's something I should do. I guess I need another haircut because I'm moving the hair out of the way like I was doing in the Console King video, but I don't think it's quite as bad as the Console King. It's just, you know, I haven't combed it or done anything with it because I'm just chilling, doing the live stream. Yeah, I should definitely look into that because I am into survival horror, like the genre in general. Like, I'm really into, like, these horror games, so maybe I should try it out. Anyway, I think I'm going to wrap it up right here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, we got a couple more questions. Okay, I'll take a couple more, but then I'm gonna wrap up just because, Sierra. It's funny. You say, oh yeah, you know, you gotta end your live stream because, mommy's home or whatever. But you just criticized me earlier for doing long live streams that were 5 hours long, so what is it? Are my live streams too short or are they too long? I didn't see Kojima teasing a new game. Oh, I did actually. I did see that. I don't think should I play Death Stranding? I don't know if it's something I like. I bet you'd get taken down if you supported the girls in Connection suing the transgenders who beat in the track and field. YouTube and Reddit are the worst for censorship. Yeah. Girls in Connecticut. Okay. Only played Raccoon City. Okay, Zoomer. I love that. Yeah, I am a Zoomer. I think 1998 is like the cutoff. Or is it 96? I don't even know. Like Generation Z, Millennials, whatever. I mean, it's kind of like the same thing. They say that Generation Z is a bit more conservative, right-leaning than the Millennials, which are very left-wing, politically speaking. But, oh, man, I'm getting into politics. I'm not... No. See how you guys suck me in. So, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you all later. Bye.